What's the purpose?
I say, all right, I didn't know that we're I am going to have any role in this, but anyway, all right, 那个我就想跟大家说，这个课整个是 initiated by 我们的那个 coach Mike， 然后我是怎么讲呢？是被他真的是感染到，就是他非常非常 passionate about this topic and want to promote the financial literacy and helping our youth and parents as well. 所以的话，我们今年的是开了1年的那个 Smart Tax 的那个税务讲座，是针对家长的。But for the summertime, Mike has decided that he is going to set up this smart finance class for our students. By the way, I just want to let everybody know, where's Cassie? Cassie is going to be Mike's assistant. And so, there she is. All right. So anyway, I'm just really glad that, this is indeed a class that's going to be run for the kids and organized by the students as well. So this is wonderful. In addition, I want to also let everybody know, Mike has introduced one of his best friend, Danny Lee, to me, and we are in talk about setting up a smart finance internship program with him. And for those students who completed Mike's class will be eligible to participate in the the smart finance internship, once we have that set up. So basically this is the prerequisite. Anyway, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Not only you have the knowledge from Mike, but you're also going to have hands-on experience, from real professionals. So it's going to be really exciting. All right, without further ado, Mike, stage is yours.
Okay, so we have a whole about 13 people. Some are high school students, some parents. We have this 8-week program, right? I think I show you. We cover every week have different module. Some is education based, some investment based, some are college selection based. We just want to give you a whole menu so you can think holistically. So that's my passion. I have 4 children. Chris, are you here? Can you introduce yourself? And I also want you to introduce yourself and also how much you know about the finance or college. At least I can gauge a level of the involvement. All right, Chris, can you lead up? And after the Brian too. Chris.
Yeah, I'm here. So I won't go into specific, levels that you can approach, especially going to college at financial. And I think what my dad's going to teach is super valuable. And I kind of see it as going to bringing in terms of applying to college to a whole nother level. It's very valuable.
Thank you, Chris, for supporting me. And we just traveled to Purdue University. We flew there. Chris wanted to be a pilot, so we visit aviation college. Because Chris has a small business. He has a limited liability company. So we rent car or oil, fuel for airplane, hotel is all business. So we travel for business. He get training, aviation. So think of that. If you visit 8 colleges, you have 8 hotels, 8 car rentals, a lot of money. Try to find a way to think, use a business account. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, just tell you, your mom, your dad can save a lot of money through careful planning. All right, Brandu, can you explain what's your experience in finance and college?
I don't have any experience, but I want to learn. So yeah.
Great, thank you. All right, Kathy is my student, TA, teaching assistant. So make sure you send her your email address, your parents' email address, because we need to send you homework. And also, I want to have all the kids watch this. I have $50. Do you see that? Send Kathy I have a game. So for the 8 weeks, for this 8 weeks, starting from today, after the class, you email Kathy your home address. I'll mail you everybody $50. And if you can finish 8 classes, and we have a business competition last week, all the winners will get a cash award, all the things. And if you can still save this $50, not buy ice cream, go to movies, see Top Guns. So 2 conditions. One, you keep it, save it. Second condition is you finish all 8 weeks. I'm going to, at the end of the class, give you another $50. So pretty much you double your income with 8 weeks. So there are 2 purposes. One, to make sure you are constantly in the class. Second is I want to test your self-control of instant gratification. Do you remember this concept? People see the money, they want to use it, right? I want you to see how can I be self-controlled, disciplined of spending. So think of that. You have either $50 or $100, up to you, right? Your choice. Send Kathy your home address. Okay, I'm going to mail you the check or the cash.
With students, right?
Yeah, also parents.
Can I buy ice cream? Just kidding.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of money, right? Think of that. If you keep it, just idolize it at the bed, make sure don't use it. By 8 weeks, you'll hatch this from 1 egg to 2 eggs. That's very fast. Compounding interest. So, and also every week, you have homework, you present what you learned, and you have interview with the parents. You present back to me. Every week we'll vote. I have some parents will vote. We'll have winners, right? Think of that. We'll have probably give out some, cash award, a little bit, $10, $20 for top 3, the best winners. And I want you to constantly think, challenge yourself, and also you get the cash. And this one you can use for investment. You can set up a Roth IRA. We'll talk about that later. So because we talk about the money, we have to show the real money. Okay? You get the real money, and you at the end of the day, you probably you pay $250, you can earn more than that. Money can come back to you. I just want to use this incentive to make sure you are engaged. Thank you, Brian. All right, Kathy, can you explain how much are you student? How much you know finance or college? What do you want to learn from me, Kathy?
I don't know much, but I'd love to learn more about like personal finances and such as budgeting or like credit score, etc. Because I'll probably get a credit card soon once I turn 18.
Yeah, Chris has a credit card, right? Chris, can you tell your experience with the credit card?
Yeah, so we have multiple LLCs set up. So each LLC or each business has a business credit card. So, when it comes to paying for things, services, it can be viewed as a business expense. So we'll use the appropriate credit card for that business.
That's I like that. I like the cat. So the key thing is you have this living awareness. When you spend things, you constantly think, what's this linkage to the business activity, right? So I give Chris a family foundation credit card and the real estate and the aviation credit card. So he has 3 credit cards. So I try to challenge him is when you do things, when you buy a McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, you have to explain to me what business do you bring. He had to, rationalize his spending. Kathy, I like this idea. Children should start to know the credit. Some credit are like tigers, they bite you. Some credits are good, help you to build something. But just always have a, red flag, right? The minefield, be careful. I'll teach you this. And also, especially important for young children, especially for Kathy, for instance, she's going to, Kathy, can you tell the people where you're going to for college? You're rising, you graduate already.
Oh yeah. I'm going to UPenn in the fall.
Yeah. What do you study for UPenn?
I'm interested in like politics or economics so far, but I'm not sure yet.
Gotcha. So UPenn is like one of the Ivy League, super expensive, right? Because you talk about $80,000 a year. Parents have to pay for that for 4 years. Unfortunately, Kathy, I don't want to give you the cold water. 40% of students change major in the middle of the college. Oh, I don't like politics. I want to do anthropology or archaeology, whatever it is. And suddenly you have to retake. Suddenly you have to graduate another 4 years, 5 years. So parents constantly pay that. If I'm the parent, I'm on the hook for $80,000 a year times 4 years. I really want my children get the bucks of the bank, right? Both of them are the bank of the buck. It's very challenging. How can you expect 18-year-old to know everything? Right? We make mistakes. So I really want you think first before you make such an expensive decision. And also, if you make decision, you have to have a perseverance to endure that. Perseverance, endurance. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's all about compounding. You have to build up your skill set, your career. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. All right, LZ, can you introduce yourself, LZ, please?
我是家长，我就不要说了吧。
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, Frank. 也是家长 Frank 是吧？ All right, no, we only have 3 students. Okay, around the leave, okay, Michelle. Michelle, can you talk about yourself? Yeah.
我是家长。
What? Everybody 家长? No, we only have so everybody, Brian, Chris, Kathy, Kathy Paris. So Kathy's Liz. So meaning we have 4 students. I want you to pick a college, and then we can do some analysis. How much your parents have to pay for you, and how can they reduce this super expensive cost? Okay, let me get started. Harvard. I want to use Harvard first, then we use Purdue because my son goes to Purdue. Can we do Harvard? Is that okay? Chris, Kathy?
Yes.
Yeah. Normally, I want your homework is you pick one private college and one public college, the UVA or William Mary. So one private, you decide or calculate how much money your parents have to pay for you. Then you make a very rational decision. So here, this Harvard applicants is from the United States. Assume it's Virginia, right? And there are 4 families members in the family. Brian Doe, you are the older child, right, Brian?
Oh no, I have an older sister.
So okay, that's assuming, is she graduated or she's still in college?
She's still in college.
Let's do that. Assuming your 2 parents make combined salary $300, right? Just assuming that everybody make 150. In DC, everybody gets good salary, no income, no rental, nothing. And parents maybe have $1,000 cash. Nobody have cash at home. Business equity, you don't have business, right? Everybody's a computer scientist or something. You don't have rental income, nothing. Students, I assume Brian Do has just $100. Okay, with this formula, you can see Harvard give you nothing. Do you see that? You have 0 scholarship from Harvard. Your parents have to pay $80,000 times 4 years. Is that crazy? All right, now Brian Do, let's say you have a sister, right? Let's change this to 2. If you have 2 children, Brian and your sister in college, Harvard get a little bit better, give you 11 grand a year. So you still need to pay $70,000 because your sister, which college, Brian, your sister going to? Which college she's in now? Brian?
Oh, she's going to SVA.
I don't know. Can you use full name, please?
School of Visual Arts in New York.
Okay, that's a private college. So your parent has to pay 68 for you to Harvard, and art and music maybe another 60. So your parents every year pay 130,000 times 4 years. It's like crazily $500,000 gone. All right, that's I think Kathy Jen, you from UPenn may be similar to the situation. Let's say Yuelan, you are going to quit your job. You don't want to work. Your husband works. Okay. Suddenly, you are able to get scholarship of more than $50,000. Harvard give you 29. Much better, right? Much better.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this number is super important or super sensitive? So guys, homework for you. Kathy, John, can you make a tally? I need to give assignments so I can remember who's doing what. Brian Du, can you pick the MIT, Brian Du? Okay. One public college, one private college. So Brian is MIT. You just search MIT net price calculator. Okay. I want you to pick one. Then the Michelle's parent, I don't know. Chris is Purdue. Let's do Purdue for Chris. I have Frank Tatizu is Tatizu. Can you introduce yourself, Tatizu? Fra Tatiju. Are you there? I don't know. I need to, Kathy, make sure you contact Fra Tatizu. I need to get her number. Chris is going to Purdue. So let's see Purdue, how does it work? I already run that number for Chris. Let's see for public college, this is public. There's something interesting I want to tell you later. Public college in general are cheaper, right? We all know. But because he wants to be aviation person, and we pick this college, much cheaper, right? You have only $41,000 tuition a year for Purdue University, and housing, you know, $10,000. It's not bad. And because I'm divorced, mom is a custodian parent, and she's her income is going to be in this financial report. My salary, my compensation, my assets is not reportable. So that's the beauty of being divorced. You don't have to, also divorce have to go to public college. Okay, and the reason is, if my son goes to MIT still want to know divorced parents number. So it's really complicated. I want to go that far. So for this situation, Chris is able to get Pell Grant. He also gets a few $100 here, there. His net cost is $38,000. For Brian Doe is 80, so he's already half cheaper. Then you can get some loans, right? And you can have some other situations. Parent can bear some loans. With all this considered, you'll pay $30,000 a year, right? So it's cheaper. That's reasonable. But the trick is, it's not Ivy League. It's a public college. You are not going to get any other scholarships, because public college are not rich. They're very state college. They don't have much endowment. So this is Purdue University, Chris. Do you have questions for Purdue, Chris? Because you're out of state, because you're not Indiana residents. Do you feel there's a lot of money for parents to pay you $32,000, Chris?
No, I mean, compared to like the 80,000, 80 plus, you know, it's definitely much better.
Obviously. Yeah, it's much better. And there are so many tricks. I already teach Chris the trick. Can you explain the trick I'm going to do for this $32,000? Can you put to the parents? What coaching?
In terms of having a single parent. Yeah, well, I mean, so my parents. Yeah, so for one, I have divorced parents, so I live with my mom, and then, you know, through my dad's magic, you're able to hide a considerable amount of your income. So on paper to the colleges, your household is a lot less than reality. So you're able to get more financial aid. And then another thing, going to an out-of-state college, my dad's looking into real estate in that state. So, you know, Purdue's in Indiana. And if you buy a house in Indiana, after a year of residency, I can apply for in-state tuition, which is considerably cheaper than out-of-state.
All right, I'll pause here. Do you parents, students, so we teach all the things Fairfax High School does not teach you. We have a very practical, think out of the box. How can you use the real estate campus investment to get an in-state tuition? Very complicated, but it's doable. And also, you build the business case. Chris will be the owner of the house. So he can borrow a very small loan. He can be a landlord. He pay tax. He collect the rent. He talk with the, landlord, parents, repair people, handyman. It's all human skills, right? Business skills, all the things you may not learn from book. So I want to teach our kids not only book smart, have to be, business smart, tax smart, street smart. Questions for parents? Any questions?
Oh, I have a question, Mike. You just said you are going to buy a house in Indiana, just close to
campus.
Yeah,
you got to be very close, walking distance to campus. Yes.
But you are going to use Chris' name, so Chris will be the owner of the house.
Yeah, that's why
But-
he has a credit card. He has a business account. It's all connected. Go ahead.
So you are not going to give him any money. He's going to take a loan for the down payment, right?
Yeah, but because government gave the first-time homeowner, FH loan, he only paid 3.5%. So 3.5% down payment, he can leverage 30 times. Yes, I pay
Oh,
nothing.
okay. So the benefit for that is that means so he can like a apartment or something, and he pay everything by himself, but he can also rent the other rooms to his classmate, right?
Yeah, that's the
This is
point.
what you mean for business.
Yeah, because we
Okay,
buy
great.
3-bedroom townhouse. He's living one, and we the other two. Probably if it's a bigger basement, we can ask handyman to make cut so rent become 4-bedroom. Yeah, you can, because now everybody think of this way, especially for big college, you have thousand students. They all need a space. As long as it's safe enough, you're guaranteed to make the money. All right, let's go.
Right. But what's though? So for this one, so now that means Chris has some loan, right? So is this has anything to do with his student loan or like financial aid from the college?
Good question. For student assets, he will be penalized at 20%. But he only he borrowed 97% of loans, so his net value of the house is almost like just $10,000, and times 20%, $2,000. I think it's better compared to how much you earn. I see your point. Yeah. All right. But I want to go back to students because this is a student class. Parents, I give you this excitement, but try to talk to your parents. How many students we have? Yeah, make sure you have your name, because otherwise I don't know who students. I do have any other students here. Some like Kate Fujitsu, Anderson Jones is a parent or student, Anderson? Anderson? Yeah. Okay, I think I want your homework is number one, to run a net tuition calculator for the college, private college. So Brian will be MIT. I need another person to run the University of Chicago. Who wants to do that? Kathy Zen is my TA. Can you find a person running that? I need a few students to run different colleges. I don't see the number. Okay. Now let's go back to, so the homework is run that and understand based on your family situation, what's your net cost. I think for Yuelan, she's going to pay $80,000 a year. I think that's too high. You need to talk to me. We need to bring this down. All right, go back to the my slides. First of all, I want to give you some idea of the tax. If you see this chart, Brian, do you see the chart? How do you feel? This is America's national debt. Used to be $1 trillion, is now is 30. Sorry, I thought. Do you see this number? What does that mean to you, Brian?
That's a lot of debt.
Yes, it's a U.S. debt. It's $30 trillion. How many people we have in U.S.? $300 million people, right? If you do that, the government already run this for you. I'm going to give you this famous called U.S. debt clock. Probably people beyond finance people don't understand this. This is the research tank track the government debt is increasing every day, right? Today, I already said that $30 trillion, and I run this number for you today, and I'm going to show you at the end of the 8 weeks how much this number will grow. As of today, 6/15, we have $30 trillion national debt, and our taxable income is about $4 trillion. Meaning what? Meaning what? We have to pay 7 years of tax in order to pay off all the debt. For these 7 years, we cannot use income to pay social benefits, build a wall of Trump, support Ukraine weapons. We cannot do that because $4 trillion collection of income have to pay all of that, takes 7 years, which is very, very heavy. And do you see the middle? Do you see the middle of this chart called the debt per citizen? We all American citizens. The government run this number irresponsibly. We are burdening $91,000 per person. citizen per person, $91,000. That's a lot of debt for the government to give us. And you can only have two ways to reduce this. Either you reduce the spending, or you increase tax. Okay, so that's no other shortcut. So that I'm talking about this debt is super heavy, and we'll see by the end of the 8 weeks how this number will grow. Okay, I'll just share you this. American debt is. Yeah, when do you come to the U.S.?
1990
Yeah.
90年
Okay, I don't have that. So I came in 1997. At the time, our national debt is $5 trillion. Okay. Now, 2022, we have $34 trillion, $30 trillion. Can you see we just jumped 6 times?
Yeah.
Just think of that, our country is really in the wrong path. We used to be very frugal, right? We have $5 trillion. You know, we have COVID here, there, but we just spending money like paper. That's why everything's so expensive, because we just printing so much money irresponsibly. I don't want to criticize anybody. I think the government failed us. Okay, especially for Chris, for Kathy, for Brian Do, you guys have to pay a lot of debt off from your salary. Can you imagine? By the time you graduate, this could be $30-40 trillion. This money keep growing. So just tell you, our country is not in good shape financially. Okay, can you imagine you have $90,000 just doing nothing? Government already borrowed for you on behalf of you. Now let's move on to another thing is personal debt. National debt, we already see that. Personal debt is also going high, about $13 trillion. I don't want to talk about, I just want to see this number. Do you see this red color is student loan? All right, Chris, do you see this? What does that tell you? The red 2003 to 2012, yeah. Chris. All right, Chris, are you there? Okay, now any other students? I need another student to chime in with what parents. Is a kid Brian Anderson Jones? Can you respond this? What does this chart tell you?
Sorry, I'm back, Dad.
Yep. Do you see this chart? What does it mean?
Yeah, no, I think it shows the importance of, being financially smart, especially when it comes to when you're applying for college and paying your tuition, so you can avoid.
Yeah, if you see, if let's say, that's why I told the parents, if you really want to get the kids responsible, you have to think through different things. You pay half of it, or children need to pay the other half, something, because we have a lot of students have a lot of debt sometimes by doing things unsmartly. Okay, for instance, Chris talked with a Purdue student, Luke. Can you explain how he can graduate 3 years? Chris, can you explain to the parents here?
You said how he can graduate in 3 years.
Yeah, Luke, remember yesterday we met him.
Yeah, I mean, he came into college with a bunch of AP credits from high school. Taking care of a lot of their credits in high school, which, through taking AP credit classes is free. So save money in college. Yeah.
So when you apply for college, one question you should ask is how many credits I can transfer into. Okay? Because I don't want you pay $80,000 for first year study English 101. It's a waste of parents' money and waste your time. I would rather you transfer as many as possible. Find a college are more AP friendly or dual enrollment friendly. You can get in at least 30 credits. Then you save tons of money. Right? You can save $80,000 on spot. Again, always think of that. But the college are not stupid. They want you to lock in 4 years. They squeeze every money, every pocket, every drop from your wallet. So they are not going to let go. You have to negotiate it. You have to find a way to show you can do it, and don't let college abuse you. Okay. All right. Some people have questions. Any questions? Okay. And again, this is student loan from in the past 20 years, right? It's from 200 billion now it's 1.6 at the end of 2020. Again, this number is still growing because inflation. College is, I think Harvard now is almost $85,000, more than 80, based on the number. They changed college increased rate all the time. All right, now this chart is give you the interesting thing is A and B. Brian, can you explain this chart for me? A is what? 4-year private, Harvard, MIT, UPenn, right? B is public college.
Oh yeah.
Do you see which rise faster? All this A line, B line all goes, but B line is almost a half of the A, right? We understand.
Yeah.
From this chart, what's your lesson you learned from this? If you want to talk to finance with your parents, with Yomi.
Attending a private college is very costly versus attending a public college.
Yeah, because Maryland, Virginia have a lot of good colleges, right? Mary, you can get that. It's all very affordable. In the meantime, you can buy a campus house because you have 529. You can use that. You can become a landlord. You don't need to worry about the things because that's a few $1,000 will not change much. And in the meantime, in grad school, I wanted to go to MIT. In grad school, I wanted to go to Stanford because you only need 2 years, right? Not 4 years. That's already half cheaper. Second is what in grad school, you can start to make money, right? You can find a way to make some money or some
research
research.
assistant.
Yeah, TRA, yeah, exactly. So be practical, okay? The whole college ranking is Aurora. They give you this false phantom of Netherlands, Lucky Land. What's the word again? I forgot.
La La Land.
Yeah, La La Land, whatever. Yeah, so don't buy in that fancy things, right? And because you talk about tens of $1,000s money can be used in the more. I want Chris by the time he graduates, he own a house. Because by the 4 years, the house can appreciate. He get 4 years of a business experience. Also, he use his money learned to study aviation with flying. So it's a win-win. I don't want to spend a lot of money unless you can prove you are able to make the money back. Anyway, I just say this is my view. Okay, so your homework, guys, is pick college to do a net pricing calculation. Okay. Then you present back to me next week is what do you learn? What situation, we all talk about Harvard. If you change the number here, there, you can totally change the way how much you get. That's very sensitive. Okay. And also we will teach you compare with the public college next week or around UVA or around William & Mary, see how that thing goes. I'll pause here. I think I talked too much. I want to see who wants to participate in the game. $50. So send a cafe address, and I'll mail you the check, the cash. You stick to me. You present. You participate. 8 weeks later, we'll have a final competition. You'll get a cash award, and I'll give you another $50. You get to become 100. So that is the game of money, and make sure you participate. You'll gain money, and you can do whatever you want after 8 weeks. Any questions?
Just to clarify, you can send it to me through the chat on Zoom, like right now, if that's.
Yeah, for parents, I think you have some parents, Kathy parents, what do you call Michelle's parents, Laura. Just I want you to talk to people you know. I have a friend, his child going to NYU. NYU is going to because he didn't even file FAFSA or CSS, the college scholarship program, so he get nothing. He paid about $90,000. I think NYU is sometimes more expensive. I don't know why. Do you know why NYU is so expensive?
Locality.
New York University, probably living expense, right? New York City is more expensive, that's my guess. What I did is I asked my friends to do this. I said, He's 49 years old. His child go to NYU University, $90,000 a year. I said, why not you know you're going to plan your child to go to private college. Why not you just buy this policy? So do you see this life insurance for this whole life? You pay $90,000 a year for 4 years. That's pretty much your college, right? And you get a $1.4 million life insurance that benefits. And the reason I asked him do it is the tricky part is, Chris, let me ask you, because you know I'm very experienced in life insurance. Why ask this parent to not pay college, but to pay himself? Why I'm doing that?
Sorry, what was the question?
I advise this parent, don't pay NYU $90,000. You buy insurance, life insurance, you pay yourself $90,000. Why I do that?
I mean, it'll compound over time, and every year there's a cash value that you can take and actually use.
Yes, exactly, the compounding, right? Do you see this value grow? Another important thing is what, guys? Another important thing I want to show you is when you apply for financial aid. This is for parents, okay? Parents, I teach you, this is important. This is FAFSA, is a Department of Education financial aid. In the FAFSA, they have a specific language. For parents, you do not include your home, your $1 million house in McLean. You do not include the value of life insurance.
So it helps lower your bracket and have a better chance to qualify for any student.
Yes, because when you have, you know, the parent assets, they ask you all these things, your real estate, remember you asked me your house value, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are able to move money from your bank accounts, from your savings into life insurance policy, you hide there, you are not reportable. Same thing for CSS, I'll show you next time. For college, for private college CSS, they also does not require you to report life insurance magically. It's just a miracle, just unbelievably good. So that's why you hide this money here. Then you go to college. When Kathy goes to UPenn, at the first year, you can borrow $76,000. Well, not 80, but still better than nothing, right? You can borrow from your own policy. Nobody knows that, and you pay your tuition. Next year, same thing. So, but the good thing is the money is still going up, and you still have debt benefits, and you can use this way to shift your assets around and hide elsewhere in order to, you know, don't bring this thing visible to the college, to the financial aid office. So I said, you shouldn't pay $90,000 to your child. You should do this. Then you make a turnaround and come back.
Oh, I have a question, Mike, here. So you withdraw so much money, like $90,000 from your whatever, your cash, right?
Yep.
But if they check IRS, they can easily find out, like every year, such a big amount of money, you know, withdrawn, just disappear somewhere.
Good question. So you have our IRS system is in 1935 when the IRS law designed. It is the income-based tax system.
Yes.
So it's
so
not.
You cannot hide anything.
It's not asset-based tax system. So the key thing is what? Your life insurance, when you borrow money, is assets. It's a loan. You borrow a loan. It's not income. So it's not reporting item to IRS. So it's no 1099.
No, but you put it into your life insurance investment, right?
Yeah,
life
but
insurance
it's not report.
Life insurance is a private contract. Nobody knows that.
No,
It's
but they can see this is a huge amount. It's not just like you know, $10,000 or something. It's like, you know.
Because when you report IRS, you only report your income, your 1099, 1098. There's no lines that how much money you pay for college tuition. No such a thing. You don't require that.
Okay. So how early should you plan for that? For example, if your kid is going to college next year, that means it's too late for you to plan this, right? You should start to plan this when they just enter high school.
This is a very good question. I think we are turning this class from student to parents, but yeah, I'll be okay to you change the focus?
Yeah, let's pose that question, and we might have Michelle, I just want to let you know Capanova has a whole year long finance class for parents specifically, and it's on Tuesday every month. So check out our website or join our Capanova group. We will try to address some of the questions in the parents class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
I designed 4 scenarios in the coming weeks. I'll talk about how to use the Coverdell to pay for tuition, how to use your 529, how to use UTMA, right? UTMA is a Universal Transferred Minor Act, how to use minor IRA to pay college, how to use cash value. So you have 5 ways to pay cash value, and then college, and then the scholarship. So when you design things, you think collectively. It's not a one line. You have to make multiple sources. So by the time Chris, I prefer we invest early because of compounding, right? So by the time Chris, if I have this, he'll have 76 paid first year. He have $600,000 Roth IRA, 529 to pay any college. He also have UTMA. He has Roth IRA to pay something. He has multiple sources to pay his tuition. So earlier better. So when you have a younger child, you should start thinking. Talk to me. We need to think of multiple sources. Do not put all the number into one basket. Life insurance just one useful vehicle because it's at the last minute you can do this. But for the younger kids, you can do many things beforehand. And in many ways you can transfer the value, transfer the wealth to people, to younger generation. I think yeah, because we don't have so many students, I'm going to I don't mind to share this recording to the people. You can share to people, even they don't know this, they can view the replay. Probably they will like some content, they'll come back. I think for me, if people refuse to listen to the advice, still pay the $80, that's their problem. That's not my problem, right? We give them the advice, we'll give a chance to listen. We'll come, more people come in. I don't mind. Yeah.
I want to encourage parents in the audience and talk to your friends and try to spread the message and promote the values that we're teaching here. And I believe it is a very important skill. For many parents who are first generation immigrants here, a lot of us never had exposures to the knowledge like such, and pretty much all we know is you get your college degree, you get a job, and then you start to work and you get paid, and then you pay your bills, and then you die. And there's not a whole lot of knowledge in terms of what are the different bucket that really can help me to fund my activities, fund my lifestyles, and fund my studies, especially. And especially with today's environment, and we're not only talking about the economic challenges, job market, and just talk about even some, actually there is a big news in TJ's group. One of the most beloved Latin teacher just got squeezed out from the schools, and she has been there more than 20 some years, just devoted whole life. And it is very sad to see things like that. And again, the reason why I say that is, there's going to be a lot of uncertainties in the future. How are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to tell our children, doesn't matter which job or which career you choose or pick, or it doesn't matter whether what kind of boss you have, whether they're mean or kind or they fire you, you need to have this life skill. This is actually your lifeline. You need to understand how to manage your money, how to fund yourself, how to protect your income, how to protect your asset. And also for parents, again, if you're above 50 years old or something, and you probably want to, we normally consider ourselves, career has been established and we are looking towards the retirement age. But what does it mean? How are you going to, fund your retirement lifestyles? And how are you going to pass on, thinking about pass on your wealth to your children? Or how does that work? Again, there's a lot to learn. It's a whole world of, this knowledge has not been systematically taught in school. And unfortunately, that's a shame. And this is where Capanova wants to step in and want to promote financial literacy, not just for the parents, but for the students as well. We need to work on this together, strengthen our students, strengthen their future. Again, this is a mission for everyone, and parents help promote this class, and students get activated, start to get your mind work towards that direction. Like what Mike said, don't depend on your parents to pay for everything. I want to tell you a very sad story. 2 years ago, I have a friend. She is, one of the volunteers in the Hope Chinese School. She has 2 kids. She got divorced. She pretty much, worked herself to death, supporting the 2 kids. And once both of them are in college, she pretty much, done with her life. And she was, anyway, she passed away. And think about the 2 students in the college all of a sudden without any support, even though they're 18, but they don't have any support. Life could happen to you in that way if you don't understand how to support yourself in advance. Learn it, all right? Learn it. And this is an important life skill. All right? Okay, Mike, 我觉得我说太多了。
No, it's very important. I teach student parents 不能说我们春蚕到死丝方尽哈，不能这样。Parents, you cannot 蜡炬成金泪始干. You cannot do that. You cannot squeeze everything for your children. They may not appreciate that. They take for granted. Some children take for granted.
Indeed.
Yeah, so you cannot do that. You have to say, I have a limit. I only give you certain boundary. This is all how much you have to contribute the rest. If your GPA not above 3.5, you get less money. You have to work your ass off to get extra money somewhere. You have to use this way to. I told the kids, by the time 18, they have L push out. Even a millionaire doesn't matter. You have to make your own money. I don't care. And they already know they cannot. I'm not dependent. I'm not a last resort. I just say you have to. Chris, sorry, I'm very blunt on this.
No, I got it.
Yeah. All right. So your homework is pick a college, and send Kathy the address. You get a $50, then you start a game. And next week, we'll talk about financial aid form FAFSA from the CPA's perspective. When we fill out FAFSA, what number you can massage, what number you can move around. Again, you cannot move around last time. You have to do that multiple years. It's like a soft landing and not hard landing. You have to gradually. Why is that? If you do hard landing, you get a call from IRS. You see your number is, they think you made a mistake, right? You don't want to deal with IRS audit. So it's parents, a lot of things, students, a lot of things. Next week, we'll talk about the FAFSA. With that, that's all I have.
Hey, Mike, I have a quick question.
Sure.
So